All right, hockey fans, happy Thanksgiving weekend. It's a Saturday matinee down here at South Shore Bank Plaza in Hingham, Massachusetts. Got a hotly contested matchup here with KPW going off against Hingham in a rematch from an earlier 2-2 tie this season. We'll be back shortly for live action down here in Hingham. All right, hockey fans, we are just about to get underway here. Hingham taking the draw. That's one back by Bachelor, who is out there with, it looks like, Niles on his left and Bingham on his right. Defensive pairings looks like is Pisano and D'Autremont, number 36, in behind with your backstop today, Connor Murphy. Puck thrown out hard back to the point. Just under the stick of Bings, brought into the high slot. You got Young out in front, thrown on Murph and called into action early in the game, 28 seconds in. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Let's see if the boys are a little sluggish or not from all the food that has been consumed over, no doubt, the past couple of days. Got Greenfield, number 99, two-way forward and defensive centerman. He's playing back on the defensive side today. Got Hayes, Cooch, and McGann back up on the forward line. So that is Greenfield and McGowan, number 4, on the right-hand hash mark of the defensive tandem with Greenfield. Greenfield retreats, skating in behind the net, saucers it up, just hops over the stick of Cooch. Carried back. Good tape-to-tape passing here. This Hingham team has got some talent. High slot, that puck was deflected and goes out of play. Shooting through the netting here today, so that may or may not impact the focus. That puck is tipped forward by Byrne. In behind the net, Pisano with some real quick stick handling to win that puck out, and then carries it all the way down the left wing. He's got Batch out in front, throws it over to Batch. And Batch gets a one-timer and then chips it up over the net. Looks like that went off the defender's stick. Pisano with some explosive speed getting outside of his zone. Good scoring chance by Bachelor early in this game with 10:27 to play. In the opening stance, that puck is won back by Batch. That's D'Autremont, throws it in wide of the net. Kick back in. That's Kruger, drops in. That looks like we got Gallagher, number 8. Looks like KP is spinning close to 3 lines of offense, give or take. In behind, Gallagher picks it up, chips it in behind. Kruger reaches out, misses the puck, carried out by Hingham. Fan on it was, and then Bachelor steps in under the stick of Pisano. That shot was thrown in. I don't know if that was chipped out by Murphy or steered aside, but into the high slot. Kruger picks it up. Bachelor steps in to help him out. He rubs his player out. That was Pizzelli and Bachelor making some early introductions to each other. D'Autremont picks up the puck in behind the net. Little high chopper off, couple of hops, and it's kicked back in. All alone out in front to the backhand. Slides it in, and Hingham goal. That was Byrne, number 3. 9:19 to play. Hingham on top, 1-0. McGann on the draw with Bingham and Niles, joined by Greenfield and McGowan, picked up by Bingham, carrying it down the wing. He's got some breakaway down there. He goes into the one-kneel shot and gets it off the shin pad. Rubbed out by Bingham, takes his man into the boards, and that's picked up by Niles in the neutral zone. Good shifty move by Niles. He hits the break, gets rubbed off the play, brought back. Greenfield steps in, collides with his man. That's McGann. Retreat it back. Good puck possession here by this Hingham team. KP is going to have to be skating hard today. Retreated by McGowan. Greenfield. Greenfield gains the red line. Wisely dumps it in. Sends Bingham in on the forecheck. Kicked out by the goalie. Almost intercepted by McGann. Dangerously out in front. Fortunate bounce for Hingham. Thrown across the goal mouth. Back to the point. That's Niles doing some work back there. McGann takes a couple of chops at it. That's Cooch trying to bring it up, and McGann gets it. Dumps it all the way in, and he looks to peel off for the rest of the players for a line change. We got 5 fresh out there for KP. Tabach into the high slot. Loads the cannon, and I don't know if that went off the upper torso and was consumed by the equipment. It looks like it was. He was able to maintain possession of that puck. Go to one-timer by Batchelor all alone in the high slot. Now it's Batch once again on the face-off. Face-off won by Byrne. In behind Hingham. Out to the point, intercepted. That's Batchelor. Tries to get a backhand on it. Rescued by the Hingham defender before he could get a good shot on net. Puck dropped in deep, in behind. That's Pisano battling Byrne. Pisano does just enough to take Byrne off the play. That lets Pisano step in to clear out the puck. And that's Batchelor throws it up to Hayes. Batchelor still battling in the corner. Pisano anticipates that well. Believe it or not, you can see it to the left side of the camera. Got a lot of interference going up the left-hand lane here. Penalty booth, netting, you name it. Picked up by Batchelor, goes to the backhand, not to the forehand. Oh, he's making a couple of moves. Then he gets rubbed down into the high slot, chipped into the backhand with Cooch. Soft shot redirected wide of the net. Pisano retreats, picks it up. Chucked in by Batchelor, but that stalls into the offensive zone. That puck carried forward. That's McGann, who's got some steps. He gets it to the shooting hand. Throws a soft shot in, easily steered aside by the Hingham goalie. Picked up by Greenfield. Angles it up, and just outside the reach of Gallagher. Deep into the corner. Bodies are collecting. That puck is wrapped around Kruger and on the forecheck. Puck was chipped outside the zone. McGann retreats. Greenfield carries it. He's going to get his feet moving. He's coming down the wing. The shot in and deflected off the light blue player of Hingham. Speedy winger coming out. Look at this guy moving. Oh, that hit off the back of the post. In and out off the back of the post. Hobson turned on the Jets. Made a great move to the backhand, and he just shuffled it off the post. And a good fortunate bounce for KPW, but outstanding chance there by Hobson. McGuire picks up the puck in the corner. Tries to play it off the seat of the pants of Kruger. Greenfield just took a shot up high. He didn't like that. He responded in kind to McGuire. I would have liked to have seen a roughing call. So that may be setting the tone for action to happen later. It's a little foreshadowing. Greenfield took a open glove up high, responded himself with the butt into the stick. These Zebras not from the local Foxborough area, clearly unaware of the reputation that KPW brings with it. Look for the boxes to be filling up later on in the game if history has a funny way of repeating itself, but we'll see how it shapes up. Bingham picks up the puck into the neutral zone. He's zigzagging. Does he leave it? And he leaves it for Batchelor. Gets a shot in just high and wide. That comes all the way around and out of the zone over to Pisano. Pisano plays it back to Dietremont. Back to Pisano. Chips it up to Niles. Niles kicks it in. That will go in deep. Batchelor Back to Bazzano at the point. He chips it back in. Kid leaves it for Niles. Brings it over to Bingham, and he tries to carry it forward on his forehand, but it just jumped off his stick. Bingham gets the puck. He throws it on net. That goes in behind the net. And the netminder wisely pounces on the puck to get a stoppage in the action. With 3:55 to play, KP down 1-0. Bachelor on the draw. He wins it back to himself. Coming up into the neutral zone. Yeah. Hingham player was just sitting in offsides. A little delayed whistle, but we'll get a stoppage. McGann making a good smooth move down far right wing. He throws it in behind the net. He's got a man out in front. It's rebounded. Oh, good trailing pad save by the goalie. Comes all the way back to the point. McGowan tries to throw the lumber on it. Picked up by Hayes. That comes all the way out. Greenfield is backpedaling. Keeps his man out wide. He goes through the 5-hole, gets it to the shooting hand, but does pull the shot just short side. Whoop. Camera is just, that puck slides again through the goal mouth. Greenfield. Whitney making friends over here on the boards. Oh, what a pad and stick save. Point blank Murphy. Woo, what a save by Murphy. That was a reflex-based save. Not where the puck is, but where it's going to be, and he was there. What a great save, keeping this a one. Wow, speedy move. Oh, that was Whitney just parting the seas. Had a head of steam. I think he beat all 5 KP players. That was some silky move by Whitney. You got to give credit where credit is due. 2:30 to play in the first. Hingham moves up 2-0. It bats the door on the draw. Kruger in behind the net. That's going to come all the way back to the point. Shot goes in wide. Long shot in. Turned aside by Murphy. Puck finds its way back out to the point. Good job by Pizzano. He's got his wheels moving, trying to get outside. Oh, just under the stick of Batch out in front. Gallagher battling. Does enough just to be deceptive enough. Oh, Deschamont was just a little too deep to keep that puck into the offensive zone. So KP had to peel back to get back on sides. Picked up by Batch. Covered a lot of ice today. You like to see it. Picked up by Gallagher. Good cross-ice pass. Gets it over to Kruger. Kruger at the blue line. Loses it forward, and that's picked up back in the neutral zone. That's Pizzano throws a dangerous cross-ice pass over to Bingham. Bingham gets it in. Gets his boys in on the forecheck. High off the boards. That's chipped out and over the stick of Greenfield. Pizzano throws it off. KP trying to get a line change. A lot of traffic out in front of the KP net. Bingham and Niles in on the forecheck. McGann back at the center position. That's going to go all the way down for an icing call. And it does. 27 seconds to play. In a big face-off draw. I think that's McGann on the draw looking to bring it back to McGowan. Now it's one back into the corner by the Hingham player who fans on it. That'll come back to the point. It finally finds its way back to McGowan. Good skate stop by the Hingham player. Well offsides, and that will go for an offsides call with 11 to go in the first. Almost out of time. Need a big shot in by Bings, and he just runs out of time. Just a few seconds more, Bings would have had a quality chance, but we ran out of time. Heard the buzzer. He may have taken a shot in on net, perhaps a little bit late, to the displeasure of a few of the boys dressed in red. No harm, no foul. KP is going to head into the second period. No doubt they need to make some adjustments. This Hingham team has got a great breakout pass. They got their feet moving. Caught some of our KP players a little bit short-footed here, and they got some speed coming through the neutral zone and two really good quality goal-scoring chances. Not much our netminder could have done in those situations. KP's got to look out for that breakout speed by Hingham. So we'll be back for the second period action in just a short moment. All right, hockey fans, we are underway here in the second period. KP facing a two-goal deficit. Hayes in on the forecheck. Good patience by Hingham. Gets it in back to the defender in behind the net. That's Hobson. Throws it up on a backhand. That will be no icing call. And into Murph to get a stoppage. Face off to the right of the goalie. Hingham Ice Arena. Former home to Archbishop Williams and Thayer Academy. Before their facilities, each individually, were upgraded some number of years ago. Now this arena plays host to many a youth team, including your Hingham Hi-Hats. Today's opponent of KPW. That puck was thrown out in front, rebounded, and right back out in front. Perhaps an unmarked man all alone. And that was just swatted in on a rebound. Your Hingham goal scorer was number 11, Young. That was Young, unassisted, Young. I think the boys have got to be a little bit grittier. Sensing a little bit of calmness and demeanor to their game. They got to step it up a little bit. The Hingham team is certainly one of their most formidable opponents that they have seen yet. And that intensity is just not there yet. So let's see if they can pick up, find another gear. Greenfield coming through the neutral zone. Gallagher in on the back check, chipped forward by McGowan. That's picked up by Bromine. In the neutral, that's picked up now by McGann. McGann trying to turn it forward. Goes under his stick. That leaves it for Kruger. Kruger loses it deep into the corner. He's rubbed off the play. And then from the seat of his pants, he tries to throw a backhand out in front. Picked up by Young, your goal scorer, thrown out, but that was intercepted by Greenfield. Greenfield wraps it hard around the board, looking for a forecheck. Bingham slow to get there. Yeah, Bingham and McManus in the corner. Kruger trying to back check, but chipped out. Picked up by McGowan and thrown all the way in. Like to see some of the hit and pick up here. That's going to be the Niles all alone out in front. Does Niles have enough to get the shot off? He does. Steers it wide. Bingham, get your stick down. That's shipped off hard. That's going to come all the way around. That's going to be McGowan. Gets a good hard low shot in. That will find its way back to McGowan, who loads the cannon. That's rebounded out in front. That's over to Bingham. Bingham gets it over to Niles. Oh, just under the stick of Bachelor, who was waiting there. Good thought by Niles to slide it out to Bachelor. Picked up by Niles. Tries to throw it. Oh, he had Bingham all the way out. Does he have enough legs to get there? Bingham's at the tail end of his shift. The speedy Hobson gets there in anticipation of that lead-out, breakout pass. Niles drops back in. Now that's Hobson all the way at the other. Here's a good hard cross move by Hobson. Not afraid to jump from the defensive side all the way up to a forward when he's got his feet moving. Whitney retreats with the puck. Plays a self-pass off the back of the twine. That's picked up by Niles. Tried to slide it over to Batch again out in front. Puck was intercepted nicely by Whitney. Makes the smart play. Gains the red line and then drops it in deep in behind. Gotta get the boys skating here. Hard cross-ice pass. That will go in for a icing call all the way down. With 7:55 to play, KP facing a 3-goal deficit. Faceoff comes all the way back to the point. Ooh, risks it in, but wide of the net, and that's loose out in front, and I think Murphy does. He pounces on that. Stoppage to the left of Murph. 7:42 to play in the second. Face-off out in front of Murph, steers it over to the half wall. McGann takes it, chop, thrown out in front. Falls in behind the net, slapped around by Greenfield. That comes all the way out. That will be no icing. Young carries it. He's got two skaters with him. Greenfield to the backhand, but picked up by the Hingham forward. Go back to the point. Good lumber from the light teal blue helmeted and panted Hingham defender. Right-handed McInnes back at the point. This time he decides to risk, but into the seat of, I think that was Cooch. Hayes harassing his player up along the boards. McGowan. High lofting pass that carries itself outside the zone. Brown throws it over to Mueller. Comes back to Greenfield. But he throws it back in over to teal blue. Richards carries the puck. Throws it up to Young. McGowan. This puck right now is a little bit loose right now on both sides. Oh, good shifty move right there. Good paddle down save by Murph. Can't see really what's going on here to the left boards here. We'll just wait till the puck comes out before we make a call on the action. That's Whitney picks up the puck. McGann taking a couple of chops. Hingham maintaining forward progression all alone into the high slot, number 57. And that puck was through the goal mouth. Kruger takes a chop at it. Back in behind, over the half wall. Does Batch have enough to get to it? A couple players battling. Batch picks it up. Does he have enough to turn the Jets on? Can he get inside, outside? And right back in transition, all alone, 57. Oh, great scoring chance and an even better save by Murphy. 57 had that top right-hand corner labeled. Unfortunately for him, that's where Murphy also wears a glove. And he made a great great save. Back at the other end here, we got Kruger in the offensive zone. Batch keeps that puck in, slides it over to McGowan. We got a man all alone out in front. Bingham was just ready to pounce on the rebound, but a goaltender wisely collecting that loose puck. These boys are going to need to start generating some offense, and I'm talking about right now. Good face-off win back by Byrne. Big high saucer pass out, but that's kept back in by the defender. Looks like a blocker save. Gets it over the Batch. Batch coming down casually down the wing. He leaves it over to Kruger. Kruger carried it. Kruger throws it in. That puck is deflected, and it jumps up over the twine for a face-off deep into the offensive zone. Again on the draw. That's kept in with a good glove hand by McGowan. Chipped up to Bings. He takes a spill from behind. Picked up by Greenfield. Greenfield carrying it. Tries to slide it forward, but too much and out of the reach of Niles. To the skates of Greenfield. Bingham slides it over to Niles. That's kicked back in by McGann. Not much of a forecheck going on here. KP appears to be a little bit back on their heels right now. Another cross ice pass to Niles. Red line gain. Dumped in deep. Oh, big wind up by the Hingham wingman. It sends it wide. McGowan picks it up. Bingham with a shovel pass over to Niles. Niles carrying. Bingham peels off to get a change. Slides it up. Gets to McGann just under his stick. And right back in transition. That's Pizzelli skating with Young. Steered aside into the corner. Greenfield playing the body. McGowan chips it. Does it have enough? No, it's kept back into the offensive zone. Oh, and a one-timer by Young. Down on one knee. Goal-scoring stance. Good save by Murphy. Hingham is just and that, yep. You could sense that was coming. Hingham was just bringing a lot of pressure consistently, nonstop, tape-to-tape passes. KP in their breakout and in their offensive zone having trouble making good tape-to-tape passes. Errant passes yield to turnovers, yields to Hingham advancing down the ice, getting scoring chances. And that pace of play and is reflective of the 4-0 deficit that they face right now. And right off the face-off, KP in. Scoring chance went wide. Kicked him behind the net. That's Cooch picking up the puck. Cross ice pass. And that was under the stick of, I think that was Hayes. Got a piece of lumber down on the ice. That was retrieved by the Hingham player. Got a speed. Oh, good off skate shot there. I think that was the previous goal scorer, number 97 of Hingham. Yeah, that was Dobson. Bachelor on the draw. One back to the Hingham point. They wisely just dump it in deep. Picked up by Batch in his own zone. He's carrying the puck out under the stick of Hayes. Back to Hobson. Whitney retreats in behind the net. Hayes in on a good, strong forecheck. Looking to create a little bit of havoc. Whitney does a good job to kick it back to Hobson. Throw up to Byrne. Byrne. That was chipped out by, looks like it was Batch. Batch trying to get up. Oh, he couldn't get around Lafrada, who made a good poke check with his stick. As Batch tried to pull it in short side around him. Puck was thrown in deep from the point. And the stick of Hayes. Whitney collects with 26 seconds to go. in this second period. Hingham in safe control with a 4-0 lead. Hobson picks up the puck, carries it up to Byrne. Byrne with a quick, shifty right to left turn. Gets the whistling shot in. Good glove save by Murphy. Keeping the score where it is. Dangerous. All alone out in front. And that will do it after 2. 4-0. Hingham firmly in control, dominating the overall pace of play. See if we can make some adjustments here as we head into the third period. All right, fans, third period is underway. "16 seconds in, Hingham just continuing with their foot on the head of the snake, just keeping the pressure being applied. No let up in their step right now. Good stick check by McGowan. That puck, 2 men all alone out in front. Young and Brown battling for the puck amongst themselves. Fortunate bounce that, and that was Porcella all alone in the high slot. That puck comes all the way back to the point. That's picked up, bumpered off the stick of McGann, but it kept in by Hingham. And Murph not seeing much of what he liked there, so wisely gets a stoppage. KB is going to peel off and get some fresh legs out there with 11-12 to play in this opening or final stance. Face-off win by Hingham. Shot comes in wide. Picked up by Niles. That's Pizzelli picks it up. Steered aside with the paddle to Diaz-Romont, who wisely throws it all the way over to Bingham. He's got his head up, looking to make the cross-ice pass. Tape to tape over to Niles. Niles walking in. He throws it over to Bingham. Bingham getting the shot in. Out in front, rebounded. Bachelor was there for the rebound of 2 saves by the netminder. Nice to see a couple of scoring chances. Niles all alone. And I think Niles was able to pick that puck, intercepts the pass, brings it into the high slot, and just absolutely lasers a puck. I think that might have gone top corner. Didn't quite see it from this angle back here. But that was a goal that was well needed by KPW. Niles contributing not only in the defensive end, but looking to get the assist, as well as in the offensive end, making a goal scorer's goal high in the slot. KPW finally on top of the board, 4-1. Let's see if that can build any momentum for this KP team, who has been on their heels for the majority of this game, but that spark could be what they need. Bingham wraps that puck in. That's going to send Niles in on the forecheck. Got the speedy defender looking to break out wide. That was Whitney carrying the puck. He runs out of ice, so gives it over to LaFrada, who dumps it in deep. Gets it over to Bingham, making a long cross-ice pass. That might be a little bit too far for Niles. Bachelor wins it deep in the corner. He's got Bingham out in front. Puck is wrapped in around. And that was a good job by Hayes to stand his player up. Pizzelli goes in a little bit high on Niles. Niles just returning a little bumper back to him just to let him know that he was there. Out to Hayes. Hayes has got Cooch down his left wing. Does he have enough to get there? Just outside of his reach. Cooch battling in deep in the corner along with some other players. Not sure who. Coming back out in transition. Greenfield looking to slow his man up. Good job, McGann, to step in with a shoulder to provide some sort of obstruction for a speedy Hobson carrying the puck into the offensive zone with 8:50 to play. McGann wins it back off the seat of Hayes. Over to McGann, who throws it up to Hayes. Puck is all alone in the high slot. Gets it over to, I think that was maybe Cooch. Couldn't get the shot on net. Hopping puck out in front of the net. But that's picked up by the Hingham player coming down his left wing. Tries to bring it to the high slot. Whoop. That's Greenfield. Oh, we're going to have a... looks like we're going to have an offsides call here with 8:15 to play in this third period. Puck is won back over to Pisano. He's got his feet moving. He gets that should be an interference call. No call. This is so far has been a penalty-less game, much to my shock and dismay. Thought there should have been an obstruction call there, but there wasn't. Bats plays it up to Gallagher. Gallagher's bodied off the puck. Kruger now in on the forecheck. Long cross-ice pass cleared out of the zone by Hingham. Picked up by Pisano. Over to Kruger. Kruger gets stood up in the neutral zone. But he bounces right back up. Not feeling any ill effects from that hit. That's picked up by Batch. I think his legs were a little tired. He just dumps it in wisely, and as he peels off for a line change, KP gets a few new skaters out on the ice. Yeah, we got to watch the speedy forward Hobson here when he gets his feet moving. Pisano wraps it hard around the boards. That will come all the way out. McGann, Bingham, and Niles up on the forward. Dietremont and Pisano peel off. Gets Greenfield and McGowan out there. Gets it over to Bingham. Alone out in front. Just throws it under the stick of McGann. Bingham plays a hit. Oh, no, that wasn't Bingham. That was McGann throws a good hit. Oh, Bingham takes a spear on his player. No call right there. Greenfield backpedaling. That does just enough to let McGowan step in. McGann picks it up. He slides it up to Bingham. Little cross-ice pass over to Niles. Niles looking to go back in over to Greenfield. That comes back out. We got a one-on-one here. McGowan retreats into the reverse. Slid over to Hobson. Puck's chipped forward. Now it's McGann. That's McGowan. Got Greenfield out in front. He's got a little bit of space. He's taking a chop. He's got his wheels moving. He does get out wide with a chop. That puck, I think that might have found its way into the back of the net. Greenfield. Excellent individual effort. Started in the defensive zone where he picks up the puck. Speedy defenseman in this situation. Gets out wide, just carries the puck all the way down. I think he handcuffed the goalie in between the short side pipe and the pad end, the stick, and just found some daylight and slid it in. That made it 4-2. Well, a little bit of hope here has now sprung here on this day after Thanksgiving, or 2 days after Thanksgiving, with KP now a 2-goal deficit. Maybe perhaps showing a little bounce in their step. You wonder if it's a little too late, but still 5 and change up on the clock. Pisano. Over to Cooch. He carries it in. That's going to bring Hingham back out. And good pull check by Pisano. Some good action up along the boards. KP wins it over to just off the skate of Cooch. And then a great backhand there by, I think that was Hayes. Deceptive backhand there. And Hayes picks it up, tries to throw it off the back of the skate of the netminder. And boy, that was a dangerous scoring chance there, but looks like it hit the back skate of the netminder. Fortunate for him, that puck just sat right down, right underneath his pad with 4:30 to play. McGann on the draw. It's Gallagher on the forecheck. Gets it over to McGann, who keeps it in. Trying to get it over to Kruger, who was on the far wing. Brings it back out to Hingham in transition. Greenfield in behind. Pumps the brake. He wraps it hard. That takes a weird bounce off the net. Gallagher was there to chop it and will send it all the way down the length of the ice. Well, that was waved off. There's no icing right there. Ref said, let's keep this game moving. Well, that lets KP stay in on the offensive zone, but no sooner do I say that than does Hingham pick up the puck and comes right back out in transition. Low shot in wide. Greenfield. And Whitney just pounced into the offensive zone. Half a step stride offsides. 3:26 to play. In this third period, KP down 2. Good offensive zone win by Batsador under the skates of Bingham. Bats trying to get to the blue line and dump it in, but the puck stalls into the neutral zone. Just outside Bingham's reach. He's up there with Niles. Tremont steers the puck wide. That's chipped in behind of Murphy. Niles loses an edge with a long shot into the seat of Bingham. He's got to get his head up. Chipped out just a little beyond the reach of Niles, thrown in by Batsador. That puck is chopped, and that will come all the way down. And that is waved off. What does it take to get an icing call here? That was thrown all the way down the ice, but that will be on net, so that should officially nullify any sort of icing call. Puck back outside the zone. We got a lot of skaters out there for KPW. We got, well, we're skating. Oh, okay, we pulled the goalie. That will explain why there's 6 skaters out there with 2:15 to play. Your cameraman and announcer was all twisted up, but Murphy had left the ice surface with a little over 2 and change to play. Ergo, your 6 skaters. Okay, that's picked up by McGowan. Kicks it forward on his skate to his stick. That puck will go deep. Need a strong forecheck here. Okay, regain the blue line. Mazzano over to Bings. Bings turn and look. He plays a little self pass. Tries to get it up to McGowan into the stick of Bingham. Bingham walks it in. That puck is rebounded. That puck does go high above the net. And while the puck was above the goalpost, I think that was maybe McGann that attempted to swat the puck down towards the net. A legal infraction for playing the puck with a high stick. And the face-off is going to come all the way down at the other end of the ice. With a deep defensive zone face-off, Murphy will have to come back onto the ice until possession is obtained by KP. Then you will see him quickly skate off the ice. Picked up by Pisano. Now it's over to Greenfield. Off the seat of McGowan. Got to get a clean possession here to allow Murphy to get out. Here we go. Now he's heading to the box. Greenfield carried the puck, but a little too much. Got that puck taken from him in the neutral zone. Murphy is still unable to make his way to the bench. All the way over to Greenfield. He's going to try to get down the left-hand side. This time, he's run off the board, almost into the bench, but he bounces back. Halts himself there at the blue line. Murphy is off. And, that was Hayes just on for Murph. Retreats. KP gains the puck in the neutral zone. A lot of traffic just inside the blue line now. That is Pizzato. Puck is in behind the net. Hayes tries to shuffle it out in front. Puck is loose. And netminder grabs the puck wisely and gets the stop. That'll be a face-off to the right of the Hingham goalie with 36 and change to play. Big face-off here. One back by Hingham. Comes all the way back to the point. Bats loses an edge, but was able to keep it into the offensive zone. Hingham battling in behind. A good job by the defense to pick that puck up. He reverses the flow of traffic. That's wrapped around hard. That should come back to Batch. Tries to get it in, but he doesn't get enough lumber on that shot. Shucked all the way back in, and that will be offsides with 11.3 to go. Well, that should just about extinguish any sort of miraculous comeback here by KPW. Although, we got to say, after facing adversity, being down 4-0, you got to give this KP team some props for making it a game, cutting the deficit in half. Looks like they're going to come out on the short side of a 4-2 game. Oh, we're going to get some action here after the game here. Let's see what happens. Oh, that was a cross check to the head. Let's see. There was a little bit of extra crooked over there. I think Bingham, in defense of himself, saw the other player coming at him, decided to put the stick up high. Looks like everybody is back on their feet. Little fireworks. Hey, let's go ahead and give some props for a no penalty game today. I thought in the history of KPW I would never see that, but they were able to forge no penalties today. And, in the end, some bumps and bruises today. Maybe perhaps not the greatest first and second periods of hockey, but KP showed a lot of grit and determination to battle their way back here into the third period. And that'll do it from Hingham, Massachusetts, with KP facing a 4-2 loss. But for those of you watching at home, hope you have a great, happy Thanksgiving weekend and enjoy the rest of your weekend.